Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Kartika Nair and you're watching Synchro Shakti. Now a lot of people express their interest in joining Mindfulness Batch 5, so I'm making a short little video for you guys who've been interested in joining this course, telling you all about the course. So I'm going to first start by telling you the general surface level stuff about it, and then I'll dive a little deeper. I'm going to talk to you as a friend, so it's going to be an informal vibe between us because I want you to fully imbibe the energy that I want to bring to you about this course. I don't want it to be disconnected. I want you to be connected to what I am going to share with you. The first thing you know is that it's called Mindfulness Batch 5 is because it is the 5th batch this year. So this year we've had 4 batches so far, and the 5th batch is about to start in end July, early August. So the reason why the dates are not fixed is because it'll only get fixed once the registrations close, all right? But it will happen in August for sure. Now, it's called the 5-week mindfulness course because this course runs for a duration of 5 weeks. We meet every Sunday, usually at about 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, which works really well for whatever time zone you're in. Usually it's about either 6:30 p.m. because batch 4 is studying at 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, because batch 4 has about 5 different time zones in it, so it works out for everybody. Batch 3, I believe, studied it early morning at about 6 a.m. Indian Standard Time. So depending on the time zones that we have registered for batch 5, we will end up finalizing our schedule or the timing. Okay, so you will need to register before I can tell you exactly what timing it will be, but it will be in accordance to your time zone, something that works out for everybody. So don't worry about the time zone part. So it runs for 5 Sundays, all right? So that's one thing you need to know. The second thing you need to know is that each class that we have is 90 minutes long, which is 1.5 hours. And the first class is theoretical, which means you will study what mindfulness is all about in that first class. But at the end of that class, we'll jump into practice, all right? And learn. So the way I like to teach is we take small stones and then we climb up on top of them till we end up reaching our destination. So we start with like the basic stuff on first session, and then the second through to the 5th session is all super practice stuff. So you learn about, what is awareness, how to observe and dissolve your negative thoughts, how to observe and dissolve your inner pain, your memories, the trauma you're holding, the anxiety, the depression, the limitation, the fear, the frustration, all of the negative energy fields that we feel when we're triggered, or we feel every day in our lives, or the stuff that we've been carrying from the past. Third session, you learn how to completely erase all of that stuff. The 4th session, we go diving deeper into the state of peace, which is when we get into the body and we walk ourselves through the body, feel the inner energy field of the body. And then on the 5th session, we bring everything that we've learned from session 1 to session 5 and we put it together into a very solid, very solid foundational mindfulness practice that you otherwise will then take into the rest of your life and keep practicing. Now, once you end up accumulating these skills, these are the things that end up happening. The first thing is your awareness, which is right now, this is an evaluation or a judgment, but your awareness is pretty much limited because we have spent so long thinking about the past and the future, living in our own head, in our own identity, in our own history, limiting ourselves and our lives based on everything that's happened to us, or the fear of the future, or constantly judging or resisting everything that's happening. So we've lived so long in suffering, in pain, in triggers, that we don't seem to see our solutions and the highest level of life we can experience because there's a cloud over our heads. So when you increase your awareness, you're able to watch that cloud and begin to dissolve it. That is the power of mindfulness. So students who've come, so I've had 5 group batches, but before the 5 group batches, I've had hundreds of one-on-one clients who have helped through this. There are hundreds of testimonials, which is why I wasn't entirely sure how to bring the testimonials to you. But if you're in my VIP group, I'll be putting up 1 or 2 testimonials every day for you guys to read through what the effects are of actually getting into a course like this. So people have, of course, you've had physical shifts as well. There are people who had physical issues for so many years who've completely healed themselves through the power of simply releasing all of the inner negativity. You've had people who've come out of, like myself, come out of panic and anxiety, disorders, depression, mental issues, simply by releasing all the negativity within. You've had people manifest their dreams and beyond, and things that you could never even imagine, just by being so clean that you're in touch with the divine cosmos around you. Mindfulness is like a direct connection with the universe, because your mind is completely still and you're just living in the state of awareness, which again helps amazingly for your manifestation process. We've had people who've come, found their direction in life, are able to make decisions super easily. You've got every possible benefit you could possibly want to achieve in your life, you will get through this one course. And I mean that when I say every possible benefit, because everything comes back to a root. That root is your own mastery over yourself. The more you have mastery over your mind, your emotions, your behavior, your life, the more everything else on the external starts mirroring and matching that. Right now, our minds have taken over us. It's taking us in all kinds of directions. We are too attached to people, too attached to things, suffering, this happened, that happened, fear, anxiety, depression, stomach issues, all kinds of pain and issues we are all going through. Now, mindfulness is like taking that flashlight and shining a light on all of these things that are happening and dissolving its energy field. When its energy field, through observation, right? Non-judgment and non-resistance while observing whatever you're going through. So when you practice the life of non-resistance and non-judgment, and you're a passive observer to life, you can respond to life in a conscious way instead of react to life in an unconscious way. So like I said, everything comes down to a root. When you can master your inner self, your outer self will just mirror that. So every possible benefit you can think of, you will get from studying this course. And it's written, and the way that the course is taught is in a way or with language that everybody can understand. I make it, so you can go ahead and read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or read other spiritual texts on, oneness or observation or mindfulness or whatever, studies you do in the direction of freedom. But it's very complicated. It's very hard to connect to those high worded content, which you definitely can do. But if you're somebody like me who would like to sit and understand everything from an easy to understand way, and are guided through the process with your hand being held personally by me, then this is your course. All right. So 90 minutes per session. You've got 5 sessions in total over 5 weeks, right? The reason why it's called 5 weeks and not just 5 classes is because between each class you have homework to do, which means if I'm teaching you in session 1 how to observe things around you and within you without judgment or resistance, you're going to practice that and permanently create those neural pathways in your brain that has the ability to simply watch life and respond to it instead of negatively reacting to everything that happens. You'll begin to build the habit of watching things without judgment or resistance, finding solutions and moving through in life without suffering or pain or triggers or negativity and any of that nonsense touching you. So session 2, again, you're learning stuff about how to control your mind and how to erase your negative thinking. So you've got to practice that as homework during the week. So every session you learn something in the session that we all practice as a group, and then you will have theory, but you'll also have a lot of practical, and then you have to work through, which means you have to do your homework every single day in between sessions. Now, homework will literally be 5 minutes of your time to sit down and practice what you learned. So 5 minutes every day, that's all I ask for, because that's enough for you to get the process of rewiring your brain started, all right? You also get to be a part of an accountability group with me in the center, all right? Where every time you are practicing and you're done with your practice, you let the group know, and the group lets you know when they are done with their practice. So you'll never not practice, because everybody is accountable to everybody else. So you always have that accountability to make sure that you implement what you're studying in session, all right? So let's see, what have I, okay, so who's it for? Okay, the course is for everybody. Everybody who has a mind and wants some form of mastery over the mind or your emotional states. Maybe you're somebody who goes through anxiety and panic. Maybe you're somebody who's feeling depressed. All negativity starts up here. So unless you control this stuff, you cannot control anything else. So it is for everybody, whether you're a housewife or you're having stress at work or you're having stress with your spouse. If you need to release negativity from within you and in your life, this is a course for you. Okay. Now, who is this course not for? This course is not for people who are just here to test it out. Okay, this course is for people who are really ready to jump in and do the work. I want to put my 100%, so I want people who will put their 100%, right? And the guys in my first 4 batches, as well as the hundreds of clients who I've worked with one-on-one on mindfulness before, all of them, the ones who've been the most dedicated to their practice, have seen the most mind-boggling results. Like I keep telling you about clients like Sheila and Scott, and mind-boggling results means even I am like, what? How? Right? Yeah, the same thing happened with me. I used to go through panic and anxiety for 3 years. Came out of it pretty much through the techniques I would be teaching you in this course. Now, this course is not for the mentally ill or something. It's for everybody who has a mind, who has thoughts. If you're still lingering on what happened in the past, or worried about the future, or limiting yourself with the way your mind thinks, or you're just too triggered, too sensitive, it's basically for every human being. But I'm looking for 10 to 20 human beings who are truly ready to take on this work of self-awareness and self-mastery, because it's a lifelong learning. It's something that will affect all areas of your life positively, because you get the inside right, everything else kind of sorts itself out. And it'll rewire your personality 100%, because you're changing a habit. Instead of thinking about the past, future, and creating negative habits of thinking negatively, or feeling, constantly holding on to pain from the past, or being triggered by what's happening and creating further pain. Pain refers to all negative emotions. You are now being given the opportunity to learn exactly how to deal with all of that, release it for good. It's permanent. Once the energy is released, it's released. That same thought form will no longer haunt you. Those same memories won't haunt you. You may remember the memories, but you can't emotionally connect with them. You'll have insight, solutions, movement, creating the flow, which means you'll be able to manifest a lot of cool things that reflect your inner state of peace. So that's one of the things of mindfulness, is it teaches you or takes you to levels of peace inside of you that you never thought was even humanly possible. And some of my batch 4 people who just started, batch 4 just finished session 3, they were on session 2, some of them who touched the deepest levels of peace. I remember it was batch 3 in the last, I believe it was last or second last session, we had this session on grounding, where we get into the inner energy field, and we do this little bit of a thank you process on, thanks to my legs for helping me walk, and thanks to the organs, and thanks to my eyes. And so we're literally kind of walking ourselves through the body. We hit this place of stillness, we're in oneness. And she experienced a state of oneness with everything, and she was crying because she was able to forgive everybody who did her wrong, because she was no longer connected to that suffering, no longer connected to that pain, and she just forgave, and she had like tears. So all of this stuff will happen. This is all part and parcel of this course. To me, this is the ultimate course, because it's something that came into my life through the power of now, Eckhart Tolle's book. But it is something that when I teach, every time I teach a batch, I don't, when I walk into, so if you're somebody who's in my batch, one of my batches, or you studied 101 with me, you'll see that I keep a blank Google document in front, and we start from there. The inspiration will guide people, and once the inspiration comes through me and I'm guiding people, somehow I've said the exact thing that the person wanted to hear, and then there's a shift that happens that even I don't know. Like, there are many students of mine who haven't even told me their testimonials or their responses, but then you can see that their energy is completely different, their vibe is different, their life is different. You can make it out, right? It's a very, very, very mystical, very magical course. It's one course that grounds you completely in your own power, and to me it's the ultimate course because it's a you're learning how to be completely free mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in experiences, have complete mastery over yourself. I mean, what better thing could anybody want out of this lifetime but to have complete freedom from suffering, right? So that is what the course is about. Now when it comes to the fees, okay, I hope I have given you all the details you probably want. All right, so Mindfulness Batch 5 is a group course. You are welcome to study one-on-one, but I take very few one-on-one clients these days because I only want to work with the people who are most dedicated to jump into one-on-one work. So I will tell you a little bit about one-on-one and how the fee structure is, but I'll jump into the group fee structure for now. So I'll be very clear on all of the ways in which, what the fees is, how you can transfer it, how it works. So I could have done like a funnel system for this course where I would have created a sales page and then you can, do the online payment. But the reason why I didn't do it for this course is because one is it's an intimate course. I want to know the person before I let them into this course, okay, into this group. Know the person as in I want to communicate with you, I want to talk to you. Once you end up registering, I have a little banter with you so I know who you are and I can, bring you into this space. This is just so that we keep the intention and the energy of the course sacred to what we're actually working towards, which is complete freedom, right? Mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. Now, so the group course is priced for Indians is a different price, for international it's a different price, just because our currency works this way. So for Indians it is priced at INR 4,500 for the entire course. So it's INR 4,500 for the entire 5 weeks. That includes the accountability group, it includes my voice notes and my, helping you out as much as I possibly can in that 5 weeks. It's INR 4,500 and each, so that's about 90 minutes of session, so you can just calculate how many minutes that is totally of session over 5 weeks. I think that's 7.5 hours of content, so 4,500 rupees for that. It is highly discounted. It is right now I think like 70% off from the actual price. So 70% off from the actual price currently is 4,500 rupees, and for everyone else it is US dollars 85, okay, for the entire course, 85 US dollars. Now if you are an international, you will have to use PayPal as your transfer mode, unless you use something like what is that, American Express, is that what it's called? Not American Express, Western Union. Yeah, unless you're using Western Union, in which case this doesn't matter to you. But if you're using PayPal, because PayPal takes a chunk of, it takes a commission cut for using its platform, there is an additional $10 added to your $85. So it becomes $95 for the entire course. Alright, so it's super affordable for everybody. It is a lifelong learning. It's probably the best thing that'll happen to you. It is my legacy project. It is my purpose in life is to be teaching this class and to teach people these secrets of complete freedom. This is exactly what has given me my power, and I want to share that with you guys. So that is basically everything you need to know. If there's any further details you want to know, you can email me at contact@synchroshakticoaching.com, contact@synchroshakticoaching.com. And you can ask me specific questions, but I think I've answered everything for now. The link to register is down below in the description box. Once you register, I will have a conversation with you, do a little banter, and we will figure out, how we can end up working together in the group, because the group, it's going to be, I will tell you right now, if you can, connect to my eyes and watch me directly, speak into your soul, it will change your entire life completely, 100%. Everything about you, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you behave, the way you react to life, everything will go from madness to complete power and control. Everything, right? Because I want you to see this, because that's what's happened for everyone else, it'll happen for you as well. Okay, so that is everything you need to know. So contact at synchroshakticoaching.com. Alternatively, you can email me at synchroshakti@gmail.com. All the links are in the description, and I'm looking forward to see, are you one of the sacred members of batch 5? Are you? I would be honored to see you, to connect with you, to teach you, to hold your hand and walk you through the depths of everything and come to a state of complete 100% joy and peace. And I'm so excited for those of you who will be part of batch 5. Remember, it's super affordable, but think beyond that. Think in terms of investment, because you're investing in an incredible quality of life, and that's what we're all here to have. So this is your opportunity, your chance to get onto it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope I answered your questions, and again, registrations is in the link, and if you have any other further questions, you can email me, which is also given here below. I love you all. I'm looking forward to the magic that's going to unfold for batch 5, just like it unfolded for the first 4 batches, and I'm so excited for batch 5, and I'll see you soon. Thank you again for watching. Namaste.